This time we're doing another supply raid mission. It's been about 3 missions since the last time we saw the Warlock now, so once again, we're bringing our Reaper, just in case he turns up. Otherwise we've got our now standard squad loadout. A Ranger, for close quarters shotgunning. A Grenadier, for cover destruction. Our Spark, for lots of shooting and explosions. And a Gunslinger sharpshooter. In terms of equipment, we've given our Ranger and our Grenadier the Mind Shield, to protect them from the Warlock. And we've also upgraded our Grenadier to a mag cannon, which will help when we try to apply hollow targeting. Finally, we've also given her an expanded magazine, just for that little bit of extra ammo, since we had one spare.
Advent forces are in the process of airlifting a number of supply crates out of this area, and we have an opportunity here to take a few for ourselves. Locate and mark the crates with transponders, and Firebrand will handle the rest.
As before, we want to try and get to some crates before we activate, and then stay next to them.
The patrol is up,
The first pod is a mech, a trooper, and a shield bearer. Shield bearers are mostly support units. I find it's usually best to kill everything else first, that way it wastes a turn buffing only itself, and then you can easily finish it off.
On my way.
We'll get everyone set up first and then open up on them next turn.
That's affirmative. Moving to Overwatch. I'm on it. Got it covered.
There's no remote start or other good opportunities, so we'll start with the Spark. Our Spark procced their hair trigger, so now they get 4 actions.
Our resistance contacts had heard rumors Advent might be rolling out a heavy infantry armor system. Looks pretty tough.
Our sharpshooter now has quick draw, so she'll be able to shoot 3 times if necessary.
This one might be carrying something. Enemy eliminated!
Then we'll use the grenade. Unfortunately they're spaced just far enough apart that we can't directly hit both of them. We'll have to focus on the shield bearer because we need to shred its armor. Now we can use the sharpshooter to finish it off. Unfortunately, for some reason she can't see the trooper, so we'll have to move to get a clear shot. Normally leaving a soldier out in the open like this is a death sentence. However, in this case, I'm fairly confident she'll be able to kill the trooper, and the shield bearer will almost certainly use energy shield as its first action. Now we'll move up with our Ranger. The only way this won't be a kill is if she rolls min damage and doesn't crit.
You want some more?
We've broken concealment now, so we'll need to try to move up quickly to get next to a crate before it gets marked. We'll dash our Spark to the roof, so hopefully they can reach a crate next turn.
proud.
The Warlock has finished training since the last time we saw him. Now he can summon robotic allies, which is bad because we don't have blue screen rounds yet, and he'll have a little bit more health and armor.
It's one of the Chosen. This mission just got a little more dangerous. Stay on top of its position and try to take it out. Advent has already marked a couple of crates for extraction. If we move quickly, we may be able to mark them for ourselves and prevent their airlift.
Our Ranger can't reach the crate, but our Spark can.
Long-range movement.
We'll dash our Ranger over to grab the loot, and then move the rest of the squad up. Advanced perception is very good. We can use that on most of our classes.
I'm going. Affirmative.
I am on the move.
The next pod is a Spectre and 2 Sectoids. I rank Spectres similarly to Sectoids. They almost always use Shadowbind as their first action, which is non-lethal and can be reversed by just destroying the Shadow clone. They're also another unit that's weak to blue screen rounds.
Good work. Advent's locator is down and our transponder is active. Firebrand will handle the pickup. Advent just airlifted out their first crate. We're gonna have to move fast if we want to get the rest.
If they get too close to the forklift, we can use remote start.
Sir.
Now that the Warlock's leveled up, we have 2 spectral zombies to deal with. Even if we didn't manage to hit them, we still managed to mark one with hollow targeting. Also, it looks like neither of them set themselves to detonate.
Firebrand is on deck for recovery. Keep marking those crates, Menace 1-5.
We'll bring our Reaper back and finish off one of these targets using Silent Killer. That way we have more overwatches for the other pod. But first we'll move our Spark, just in case.
Advancing.
As you can see, because of Silent Killer, his detection chance just stays at 0%. So he'll never break concealment as long as every shot is a killing shot.
They're hunting. Anyone want a souvenir?
As usual, we'll regroup and try to catch that other pod in an overwatch.
Already there.
The game gives us the option to mark the crate, even when we have no actions left, but we're not going to. Every 2 turns, the game will pick 2 crates to mark for the aliens. Ideally what happens is it picks the crate we're sitting on, and then we can mark it as a free action.
I am nearly upon you.
We'll take our Reaper back in and see what our options are for remote start.
Folk says I am to obey.
Lucky for us, we have this absolutely enormous detonation here. This will kill both sectoids and then we can just focus down the Spectre.
Child of the Elders, humanity will repay a tally in flesh.
I can see the Spectre from here, but this is assuming it goes for Shadowbind. It's far enough away that it might not be able to reach us and instead go for a standard shot. Our Spark will have to use both actions if we want to get that crate. I'm going to maintain and overwatch. Shadowbind is pretty easy to deal with.
I can handle that. Let's move already.
Reload.
Come get some. On Overwatch. Affirmative. Covering now.
You miss every shot you don't take. I wasn't expecting to destroy its cover. I should have waited until after the shot before putting the rest of our units on Overwatch.
Destroy all who would defy the Elders.
Our Reaper is still concealed, so we just immediately reveal the Spectre after it's moved. First up, we'll bring our Grenadier over here.
Whatever you say.
Then we'll have her take the first shot because she's got hollow targeting.
Still up.
Then we'll run and gun our Ranger in for the point-blank shotgun.
On the move.
And finally, we'll use Silent Killer again to finish it off. You can see how this really improves our squad firepower. Now our Reaper can just pick off targets that we wouldn't want to waste shots on, leaving more units for overwatching. We'll take our Spark out front, just in case the Chosen decides to come forward, and then put our Sharpshooter on the crate.
Optical sensors on Overwatch.
Moving to Overwatch.
This is why I've been ignoring this crate. Now we don't have to rush to mark it. Now all the pods have been dealt with, the Warlock is coming for us. Our Reaper can see him, but he's just out of range of our squad. I'm not going to move, he's going to come to us. There's no high ground for our Spark to get to, so we'll just reload and overwatch.
Scanning for targets.
On Overwatch. No problem, boss.
Moving.
Moving to Overwatch.
Must reload. I'll watch closely.
I'm on it.
My faith, my conviction, only grows stronger in the face of my past defeat at your hands.
We've spotted the Chosen. Get ready to fight.
They will serve me, just as they serve my masters.
Adjusting aim.
He's going for our Sharpshooter, who doesn't have a mind shield. Luckily it didn't daze her and chained to our Ranger, who does have a mind shield. The Warlock went on Overwatch, so we can't move up just yet. We'll start with the Reaper. The Claymore will do increased damage, break his overwatch, and destroy his cover. Now we can bring our Grenadier up to apply hollow targeting. We need to go for the mech first, because the Warlock will just waste his turns trying to use psi attacks. The mech's got 4 HP left. We can kill it using the sharpshooter's sniper rifle, but we also have a lightning hands, so we'll try for the 4 first. Now we can take another 2 shots, because she has quick draw.
Such audacity. There will be no mercy.
He's basically dead now. We still have all 3 actions with our spark. 58% is quite low, but one of these shots should hit.
Terminated. You have shamed me once again in the eyes of my masters, but I trust in their vision. If you were weak, I would never have been called here.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished. Excellent work. I'd say we owe our people a break after taking down that Chosen commander. I doubt it'll be long before we see that thing again, though.
Our ability choices are really starting to come into play now. Our Grenadier with hollow targeting is making it easier to land shots, our Sharpshooter is able to shoot 3 times in a turn and really maximize her damage, and our Spark is just killing everything.
This just goes to show that the Chosen are vulnerable, we can take them down. We just have to figure out how to keep them down.
We've got another promotion for our Spark. For this rank, I personally like to take Rainmaker. Having heavy weapons that do more damage and hit more targets is so useful. You can use it to start an ambush, or save it until after the pod has scattered. Strike is good, but the problem with Strike is the same problem as Slash. You don't want to use it and risk activating another pod. In certain circumstances it can be good, but it's usually somewhat risky, whereas Rainmaker is almost always good. A scientist is pretty good. We'll need more to get through powered research at a good pace later on. For now, we'll finish scanning the soldier.
Has your confidence grown? Do you feel a sense of credence in your tactics growing among the soldiers? Good. Let them taste arrogance.
This dark event is annoying, but we can manage.
This will prove to be an important step forward. The aliens make a strong statement by fielding these massive creatures as their frontline combat units. I doubt they thought anyone would resist when faced with the alternative of staring down a muton.
This gives 2 really good grenade upgrades for radius and damage. And our laboratory is continuing to give us breakthroughs.
I'll see that work begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
Our cooperation has proven to be a boon to the Resistance.
Our Templar's now a corporal, which means we can give them parry. Now we can do the reduce avatar progress action. As we mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to go for one with a mobility reward, for more flexibility in missions, and we'll do the bottom action because it has a lower risk of ambush. We'll need to bring classes that we're comfortable doing an ambush with. Stingray would be good, but we need to make sure to remove her gear. Then we'll give the mobility to our Templar, as their main attack is a melee strike.
action immediately, Commander.
Commander, if we want to set back the aliens' work on the Avatar project, we should hit one of their facilities as soon as possible.
The training center allows you to get random XCOM abilities and increase soldier bonds to level 2 or 3.
Commander, this facility will allow our soldiers to train together to improve their bonds, while also putting the knowledge they've gained in combat towards learning new abilities.
We'll take a quick look and see if there's anything interesting. This sharpshooter has hollow targeting, which could be very useful. We might come back to that. Rupture is pretty good, especially on a specialist which don't normally have high damage abilities.
Templars seek to take from the Elders what is most precious to them.
I actually forgot to assign this engineer, so we'll do that now. Unfortunately, all our scan times have been increased, but I still really want this scientist.
New course.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the Avatar project. If we're going to slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
Now we can build as many blue screen rounds as we want. For our next project, we can upgrade to plasma grenades, which would be quite useful. It takes a decent amount of supplies though. We should probably also build a skulljack and bring this on a mission. This is used to progress the story, and normally I try to leave it for as long as possible, because it activates a new type of enemy.
It is just as I had hoped, Commander.
Alien data cache gives intel, which could be good. There isn't any other research that I want to do right now. We could do hybrid materials and get started on plated armor, but it's only 3 days.
I will make that our highest priority.
Got an urgent communication coming in for you now, Commander.
It is unfortunate, Commander, that your recent efforts have proven to be so mediocre.
We're doing fine. It's just because we haven't been countering the Avatar progress much. We've managed to get another pair of bad dark events. We may need to start expanding more.
Sounds like my Reapers can take on some new orders.
We'll take a look at our resistance orders. Nothing here is particularly standout, at least for the Reapers. While I do want more resources for building mag weapons and other items, it's only on scan sites. So we'll probably go with Between the Eyes, which could make a big difference if we get another lost mission.
You're the boss.
We'll definitely break off to go and get these supplies.
Avenger plotting new course.
Although we have allies scattered in cities throughout the globe who are willing to share their knowledge of Advent's operations, the aliens are actively pursuing them. It will be up to you to ensure the safety of our operatives, Commander. Good luck.
We have our first council mission, which is to escort a VIP. We get a scientist and some intel, which is pretty good. The catch is obviously that we need to make sure that we finish the mission in time, otherwise we'll lose a bunch of our soldiers. This should be fairly routine otherwise though, because we just saw the Warlock.
Setting course for the Mexican Regional Tract.